everybody. So welcome back. This is where we start on this 93 OBS truck we have with the Vortec 5.7 to TBI swap. I know we had mentioned this a little bit ago, and we're going to get started on it. We've worked on it here and there, but not enough to make a good video. So I'm finally going to dig into the harness, and this is the original engine harness out of the truck. So these engine harnesses have everything that goes back to the fuse panel on the interior of the truck. This goes up through to the factory ECU. We'll be leaving a lot of those things in there because we want the factory gauges to work, and we want the factory, all the factory, like the air conditioning switches and stuff like that, to work. So a lot of that's going to get wired back into the truck so that it's all connected internally. And then there's going to be things like we'll use some of this harness. This is the starter wire. This will go to the S terminal on the solenoid, for example. We've got the wires that go to the alternator, though, which the alternator is different in a different location and different style plugs and wiring for the Vortec. So in this case, we will integrate this. This will end up getting run down to the starter for power, main power, because we're going to have to do this system a little bit differently. And then everything will it'll get tied back in off of the Vortec 5.7 harness out of the 98 truck, because that we're going to utilize the factory large harness oil relays, which I'll show you that. And some of you that are familiar with these trucks are going to recognize this stuff. Like the earlier trucks that before the pre-Vortec ones, they didn't have that giant fuse block with all the relays. They didn't have all these extra electrical components in them, so there was a lot less to it. So this was it on the 93 truck in the engine compartment. This here was a small, like a headlight harness and turn signal harness. This gets plugged in on the firewall here also. I just have to clean that and retape it. There's really nothing wrong there. This truck was converted to a carburetor when I got it. So there was a bunch of things taken out of the harness already. Like you can see, there's a bunch of stuff taped up. This was going to an HEI distributor, things like that. Oh, and like this green wire, this is for the temperature sensor. So to keep things simple, I'm going to use this temperature sensor wire on the side of the cylinder head, and this is going to go back to the gauge. So I'll use like a 93 Chevy coolant temp sensor that goes on the side of the cylinder head for the gauge and the dash. But we'll keep the other coolant temp. There's another coolant temp sensor on the Vortec that goes back to the ECU. So with the Vortec 5.7, we need that temperature sensor to let the computer know the temperature of the engine. That works in conjunction with the map sensor and the mass airflow sensor and all those things. So there's some pieces that'll stay, and then there's also pieces on the other one that will stay and will go too. So I'll show you that along the way. There is a little bit of figuring out. Obviously, we're going to want to keep all the grounds, because the grounds do get tied back in. We're gonna cut all the loom off of this entire harness, check everything out, see what's what. We'll ohm everything out, make sure all these are fusible links. Some of you that have these trucks may have already run into this, but up on the passenger side or the right side of the firewall, there's a little black cover, and behind that has these fusible links. So there's a lot of people over the years that I've run into that thought that the only fuses on these trucks, on those OBS trucks, the early ones, was under the dash. Well, that's not true. There's these fusible links that obviously, this is a different style, right? Like this one here, you can tell this one already burned out. This is supposed to be one of these fusible links like this, and someone spliced in a piece of wire, which this is fusible link wire. That's a correct replacement for it, but you can tell one already burned up. And it's real common on these. They burn up. People don't know why they burned up, and they just splice it back in. It could have touched on the exhaust. Who knows? So that's that. Now this isn't too big of a mess. I know that this was in that truck and working, but like I said, it was all butchered up because it was a carburetor deal. So this one here is not going to be a real big deal. It'll be a couple things we'll eliminate. We're just going to clean it up, get it back in there. It's pretty much just going to be there for a couple sensors, the air conditioning stuff, and to start the truck. Now let's go over here. I've got this table set up, and you guys are going to laugh at this one. So years and years ago, probably close to 20 years ago, my buddy Luke actually was throwing away this harness these two harnesses out of a Suburban he was working on. He was working on a Suburban, like a 98 or 99 Suburban, and I don't know what the problem was. I never really heard what the issue was, but I know they had a wiring harness issue. And I think that this was the harness out of it. I think this was the original harness that came out of it. And it's no surprise that there was a harness issue. Like, look at this stuff butchered in here. There's things just cut off. Like, I don't know. I have no idea what was going on. Like, you can see this thing was probably run in there with wires missing. Like, there's things jumper. Like, look at this mess on this harness here. Like, just, this thing's all butchered. But the reason I'm willing to use it is because there's so much of this we're taking out. So that truck we have has a 5-speed manual transmission in it. So we won't need anything for the automatic tranny. Being that it's a 93, we won't need any of the rear O2 sensor wiring because the 98 harness would have had 2 rear O2 sensors. So that basically eliminates, there are 4 wire sensors. So what that eliminates 8 wires. That eliminates a whole bunch of transmission. This is the transmission wire. Whether that was a 4L60 or 4L80, I don't remember what he had going on there. So look at this mess. This he gave me because I guess he had gotten this out of the same truck, a similar truck, and ended up needing some ends. So he had all this, and this has got the mounting bracket. This is it's cracked. If I can find a different one, I will. I think I have some more of these laying around. I think I took these out of another truck. I may even have another harness out of. I stripped the 99 Suburban that engine came out of. It's in there now, but I have too much junk laying around like most of us do, and I don't really know where it is. I was able to put my hand right on this one now. So we're gonna start working on this harness. We'll cut it apart. I'll show you some of the pinouts and things like that I have. So just so you guys know, like this here these are the plugs that all go into your ECU, and this is very similar to like a Camaro or Firebird in that year. All the Chevy trucks had this, the Suburbans, the vans. They all had a similar setup with that ECU style. So we'll start going through this. And then this is the fuse panel. So there we got some fuses and some relays. I'm gonna have to source some more relays and things like that. But this is the fuse panel that'll get mounted on the firewall or on the fender well where it belongs on the 93. This is off the 98. This fuse panel and all this. The main reason we need this harness is to run that 5.7 Vortec. That's got this special connector. This is what powers all your injectors. So it's got this connector that goes in the top of the intake manifold. And then it's got a bunch of sensors. It's got the plugs for the coil, coolant temp sensors. It's got all this stuff. This all goes up to the intake manifold, I think. So yeah, there's a bunch of work we're gonna have to do. We're gonna peel all this back. We'll get this all sorted out, but it's definitely time consuming, and maybe to some people it's really not worth it, but we're gonna do it. I'm gonna teach Sean a few things along the way. We'll neaten this whole thing up, and basically we're gonna make a standalone 5.7 Vortec. There'll be some wires that integrate over, but I really want to make it as standalone as possible. The only thing I really have to figure out is all the air conditioning stuff, because the 93 has a lot less going on with the air conditioning, and I want the switches to be, I want it to all work from the factory switch panel for the AC on the dash of the 93. I don't want to have toggle switches and all this other stuff. I know we'll be able to figure it out. It shouldn't be a big deal once I start comparing the harnesses. And really what I think it's going to boil down to is that we just need to, we're going to have to cross over that wire to trigger the clutch on the compressor. And then we'll just use the factory 93 cutout switches, which in 93, I think all we really had in 93 was the low pressure cutout switch. And then you had that relief on the back of the newer compressor. So once I get there, I'll show you guys what I do. Should be pretty straightforward. And that's that. So we'll start messing with this. Keep watching, and hopefully here soon we have this thing fired up.